Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato have had a rocky relationship. Demi doesn't like that Taylor exploits her ex-boyfriends through her music. And Taylor thinks Demi is jealous of her rich and famous friends. Celebrities like Joe Jonas, Kesha, Katy Perry, and Selena Gomez have added fire to the feud. So let's get into it. This year, I made it a goal of mine to travel more, which has been great so far, but there's a lot of downtime involved. So one of my favorite pastimes has been playing Highrise. If you need some excitement in your life while you're waiting around the airport or on a long car ride, then this is the game for you. There is so much opportunity as you play. For example, you can customize your character to look exactly like you, or whoever you've dreamt of being. I chose this awesome third eye item because it reminds me of my logo. Then once you're in the game, you have a lot to do, like taking a daily Snapchat of your outfit of the day, or completing various tasks to push you further into the metaverse. A fun part of this gaming experience is that each moment you have is unique to you. Highrise goes beyond character or room customization. In this game, you can visit virtual spaces with other players and make friendships from all across the world. You can trade items, participate in weekly meetings, you can even go to parties together. So download Highrise and you might see me at one of those parties in the metaverse. So follow my link in the description below and use my personal code Sloan to get my special item, the third eye, for free. This item is worth $5 and will only be available until January 27th, so hurry up. Thank you Highrise for sponsoring this video and enjoy. It seems like everyone in Hollywood knows each other, and today we're going to be talking about the feud between Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato. So we know they've been friends since 2008, but we really learned about their relationship in 2010 because Demi was going through it. She went to rehab and she claims that only 5 or 6 of her friends reached out, one of those being Taylor Swift, who sent an email writing, "Hey, I don't know if you have a phone right now, but are you okay?" That's really nice and real of Taylor to do, but Hollywood is very close and tight-knit, and as you'll see throughout this video, their relationship has heavily been influenced by other people. So we all know that Joe Jonas and Demi Lovato have been good friends since childhood. But Taylor Swift once upon a time dated Joe Jonas, and he ended up breaking up with her in a 25-second phone call. I say 27 or 25-second phone call because of the different reports that I've seen, but it all stems back to an interview that Taylor did on The Ellen Show, where she's really going after Joe Jonas for breaking up with her and promoting one of her songs that she claims she ran into the studio and wrote about him. Here's that moment.
That guy's not in my life anymore, unfortunately. I know.
That's not, I'm sorry to hear that.
That guy, that's ouch.
That's an ouch?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I know the ouch things with you because you've told me you drive by their houses a lot.
It's like when I find that person that is right for me and he'll be wonderful. And when I look at that person, I'm not even going to be able to remember the boy who broke up with me over the phone in 25 seconds when I was 18.
So as you guys heard, Taylor told Ellen about the quick phone call, but Joe set the record straight and said that, you know what, it was a quick phone call, but I didn't end it. So Taylor hung up, and that's why it was, quite short. So it's not like he just called her and said, "Oh, I'm breaking up with you, goodbye." It seems like she heard that he was breaking up with her and decided to hang up.
What is the most rebellious thing you did as a teenager?
Probably when I put Joe Jonas on blast on your show. That was too much. We laugh about it now, but
that's good.
That was some mouthy, just
all right,
some teenage stuff there.
It seems like Taylor loves going on The Ellen Show, which I believe is canceled now, but she apologized there, and here's what Joe had to say back.
Were you glad to receive that public apology 10 years on?
Yeah, I mean, it did feel nice. It's something that I probably was feeling pretty bad about when I was younger.
So Joe breaks up with Taylor Swift and she goes on a media tour trashing him, which is her prerogative, but did not sit well with his good friend Demi. Actually, they were such good friends, they ended up dating in 2010, but their relationship didn't last long. And Joe made sure the press knew that it was his choice to break up with Demi. When it all went down, Demi sent out a tweet writing that there are so many crazy rumors flying around today. Joe and I did split, but it wasn't over the phone. Things did not work out, but will remain friends. Joe said, Demi and I knew going into our relationship that it may not be an easy one. I realize over the time that we've shared together that I care more about her as a friend right now. And it was my choice to break up. You want to make that very clear. But as you guys can see, it's more civil than the breakup with Taylor. So after this breakup, Demi and Joe remained friends. One article writes, though she's friendly with Joe now, Taylor and Demi do not associate with each other because of all the drama Taylor put Joe through after they split, and she wrote songs about him. Joe is Demi's best friend. There's a reason I wanted to bring this up because Demi calls out Taylor on her music a few years later, and it seems like a common theme or a problem that Demi has with Taylor.
First of all, we all know Taylor is BFFs with Selena Gomez and has been for years. And once upon a time, Demi and Selena were close pals. So it seems only natural that Demi and Taylor would be at least somewhat friends, right?
Now let's talk a little bit about Selena Gomez, because this is when she steps in and she causes problems in Taylor and Demi's relationship. So Demi and Selena have been friends ever since the Barney and Friends days, which I have a video about Demi and Selena's feud. Definitely go and check that out. And I have a video about Barney exposing the creep who was in the Barney costume. So go check that one out as well. So they were friends from childhood, but that friendship seemed threatened when Taylor entered the picture in 2009. In 2010, Demi was caught on camera autographing pictures, and someone asked her about Selena, and she said to go and ask Taylor about Selena, showing that she's probably bothered that Selena and Taylor are so close now.
Thank you so much for being anonymous. Thank you. Taylor, there you go. Demi, can you find my iPod? There you go. Thank you. Demi, can you say hi to Lauren?
Maybe Demi was getting annoyed that they were asking about Selena, or maybe she was annoyed thinking about Selena and Taylor's relationship, and that's why she mentioned Taylor. But after this point, it seemed like they all three got along again. In December 2013, there was a screenshot floating around of them all FaceTiming together. You can see that Selena and Taylor are together in one room and Demi is calling in. So at some point it seemed like they were all chatting and everything was okay, but I mean, you can clearly see that like Selena and Taylor are the ones hanging out there, so they're probably, you know, closer. So Selena Gomez went on Andy Cohen's show, Watch What Happens Live, and he was asking about her relationship with Demi and how Taylor could have influenced that, but Selena dismissed everything and claims that there weren't any problems.
Your relationship with Demi Lovato has been on again, off again. Did your close friendship with Taylor Swift over the past 8 years drive a wedge between or complicate your friendship with Demi Lovato?
Absolutely not.
Has nothing to do with
No.
it. Right. And you two are great.
Yes,
Yes.
you're kids. You know what I mean? You grow up together.
Moving on to 2014, it seems like Demi and Taylor were getting along because they were seen at an award show, talking it up and taking pictures together.
More recently, Taylor and Demi were pretty inseparable at the 2014 MTV VMA Awards, just chatting and taking selfies together, again, looking like good friends. But we all know that Demi and Selena had a falling out, so perhaps Taylor and Demi did too.
Demi and Taylor had a falling out, but now it involves another person, Kesha, another person in the music industry who's influencing their relationship.
I get shade and I don't give a because someone has to be the one to take it. At least I'm getting my hands dirty.
When pop star Kesha's abuse case against Dr. Luke made headlines in May 2016, Demi subtweeted Taylor, writing, I'm also ready for self-proclaimed feminists to start speaking out or taking action for women's rights. That's in response to Taylor supporting Kesha and her case against Dr. Luke, where Dr. Luke allegedly drugged her and did things to her.
According to Demi, who was certainly tweeting up a storm during the weekend in support of Kesha and women's rights, what Taylor did is not enough. Quote, take something to Capitol Hill or actually speak out about something and then I'll be impressed, she tweeted after news of T Swift's donation went public.
So Taylor donates $250,000 to Kesha to help her with her legal fees, and Demi can't stop talking about it. That same year, Demi did an interview and they asked her about Taylor, and she said, I think in certain situations, certain people could be doing more if they're going to claim feminism as part of their brand. I think having a song and a video, Bad Blood, about tearing Katy Perry down, that's not women's empowerment. We all do things that aren't, but I have to ask myself, am I content with calling myself a feminist? Yes, because I speak out.
There's no rivalry, I just give more fucks than other people and would rather start a dialogue about women coming forward about being than throw money at one person.
Something I've noticed about Demi is that she likes to talk to the press and she says a lot. And there are certain things she said about Taylor that make me question why she dislikes Taylor. Demi has taken shots at Taylor for coming from an affluent family and not having money struggles in her life. Demi hinted at it briefly in her Complex interview where she discussed her friendship with Iggy Azalea. Quote, the reason why we relate to each other is that we've been through a lot and we've come out strong. Iggy has really gone through some crap and she's come out super strong and didn't let that take her down a devastating path. There's respect there. I noticed that Demi has brought up Taylor's money a few times at this point, so I did look into her family because I always understood that she did come from a super wealthy family, and maybe they are super wealthy, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, I think they are well off, but they're not like, I don't think they're like trillionaires or billionaires. From what I found on Google, it looks like her father and her grandfather have been in the financial business, and they have a group called the Swift Group. Her mother also works in mutual funds, so both of her families work in finance, and I feel like when you're working in finance and there's like generational wealth there, then you probably know how to handle your money and how to make more of it. So hearing her bring up Taylor's family and bring up the $250,000 really rubs me the wrong way because I feel like she has a bigger problem here than just feminism.
Demi then responded to a Swiftie on Instagram who called her out for hating. Quote, how the am I making this about myself? At least I'm talking about it. Not everyone has $250,000 just to give to people. Would love to, but I didn't grow up with money and def haven't made as much as her. At least I speak up about that's uncomfortable to talk about rather than trying to be politically correct 24/7.
Demi has also made comments about Taylor Swift's squad, which I wonder if this is a thing anymore, but Demi brought up the fact that all of Taylor Swift's squad friends are all super healthy, super thin, and super successful. Quote, to be honest, this will probably get me in trouble. I don't see anybody in any sort of squad that has a normal body. It's kind of a false image of what people should look like and what they should be like. It's not real. Taylor did not publicly comment, but a source close to the singer insinuated that Demi was just jealous that she wasn't allowed in the squad. Quote, Taylor has a tight group of women in her life that all have her and each other's back. And sometimes people just want that.
Yeah, Demi's comments about Taylor yesterday were far from nice, and Taylor is now speaking out. Turns out the pop star isn't really bothered by the remarks, and the reason is a diss back to Demi. Demi didn't hold back her feelings about her fellow pop star Taylor Swift in an interview with Glamour magazine yesterday. I don't see anybody in any sort of squad that has a normal body, she told the magazine, insulting Taylor's famous friends. It's kind of this false image of what people should look like and what they should be like, and it's not real.
I do think it's a little bit immature of Demi to constantly comment on what Taylor Swift is doing, but it seems like Demi just likes to complain. And I'm not trying to be a hater. It makes me think of the Froyo situation where she got really upset and her weekend was ruined because they had like gluten-free yogurt options.
Demi Lovato is coming under fire after blasting a yogurt shop for selling sugar-free items.
I left that yogurt store and didn't get the yogurt that I wanted. And then I had a hard time the rest of the weekend.
So maybe Demi just likes to complain, but I must admit, as I was reading about Taylor Swift's squad, I was kind of taken back because I saw some shocking things. Like, for example, all of her squad members are rich and famous, but not as rich or famous as Taylor. The squad members don't hang out together unless Taylor is around. So you won't see the squad members, hanging out solo because Taylor's got to be there and, they all, I guess, join as one. Demi also claims that Taylor uses her squad to diss other women. For example, this Bad Blood music video that Demi keeps talking about involves all of her squad members, and supposedly it's a diss to Katy Perry. But if you guys want me to make a video about the squad and I guess how toxic it is, comment below, but I really didn't notice any problems until Demi started talking.
And Demi also said Taylor's song Bad Blood, which is famously about Katy Perry, was not women empowerment, but women takedown. Well, Taylor isn't going to let this just slide. Taylor has got a tight group of women in her life that all have her and each other's back, a source close to the pop star told E! News. Sometimes people just want that. She thought it was unnecessary for Demi to make those comments. They both have never been really good friends.
So we've got issues with Joe Jonas, Selena Gomez, the entire squad, and it wouldn't be a Sloan video unless the Kardashians stepped in. Because Demi is actually friendly with the Kardashians, and you may know that Taylor and Kim had a long-standing feud. Demi praises the Kardashian families because she claims that they normalized curves, which is interesting because some people look at the Kardashians as like pioneers of like curvy bodies, but then others look at them as like setting an unnecessary like beauty standard or an unattainable beauty standard. And it seems like Demi like appreciates the change that they've created, but isn't really acknowledging the other part. Anyways, she grasped to the Kardashians because of their look, and that inspired her. But in 2016, a lot of drama was going down. Kim Kardashian exposed Taylor's call with Kanye over his song Famous in July 2016, and Demi liked a few tweets supporting the Kardashians. Demi liked tweets that wrote, "I love Kim Kardashian," with a series of laugh emojis and on point emojis and other emojis. No matter where their opinions stand, some people know how to keep their shade on the sly, and Demi did that. She liked those because she knew that it would show that she's, on Kim's side when it comes to the Taylor beef. If you guys want a video about Taylor and Kanye and Kim, comment below, but I was surprised to see Zendaya was involved. She claims that she never really got into the whole Taylor Swift squad situation, so she actually likes some tweets involving Kim as well. Demi has also shaded Taylor and her squad in other interviews, like this one where she's quoted saying, "I don't really hang out with celebrities. I'm not the type of person that's on Instagram posting pics of me and tons of my best friends. I don't have anybody around me who kisses my ass." And something I wanted to mention was the fact that Demi doesn't appreciate that Taylor exploits her love life for music and for fame, which I'm a little indifferent to, because I feel like if this is your experience and your life experience, you have every right to express it. But Demi calls it out, and again, I don't really want to be opinionated in this video because I really don't have one. But Demi's been quoted saying that a lot of celebrities don't open up to her fans. Quote, "They don't really tell them things that can benefit their lives. They just, maybe flaunt around a boyfriend and sell a couple albums. That's not what my career is." As we know, Taylor Swift is known for writing about her exes, and when asked about this quote, Demi said, "I don't care about Taylor Swift's love life. I don't care about Harry Styles' love life. I care about mine. I find it weird that people are so obsessed with other people's love lives." So it seems like there's a lot of animosity in this relationship. But personally, I don't think they're feuding now. I mean, we don't really see them going back and forth anymore. Maybe they're not the best friends, but I do think that they're probably civil now. But I mean, who really knows? After all of that, I don't know if I'd want to be friends with either of them. I think there's maybe wrong on both sides, but I mean, Demi does do a lot of talking. That's her problem, because as I go into these videos, like her relationship with Selena Gomez, there's just so much that Demi has done as far as press. But the last time we see any interaction between them, it's when Taylor's Lovers album came out, and Demi was praising it, and Taylor actually reposted it and said thank you.
And while Taylor and Katy have since buried the feud, Demi Lovato reached out to Taylor Swift last year via her Instagram story to praise Taylor's Lover album, writing, "Life's too short for women not to support other women." Demi wrote at the time, "Especially when women release great music. Great job, Taylor." And Taylor reposted the story, replying by saying, "This is so awesome," and put the biggest smile on my face. Thank you, Demi Lovato. Oh, there's nothing we love seeing more than two queens supporting each other.
So maybe there's no more bad blood. I don't know if that's the right song to refer to, because that's the one that Demi Lovato was really upset over. Maybe she's good friends with Katy Perry, but like, how many people were mentioned in this video? Like Joe Jonas, Katy Perry, Selena Gomez, Kesha, the whole like girl squad. So many people have been part of their relationship, and maybe if there wasn't a lot of outside influence, they would be friends. But also, that's part of life, you know. Friendships aren't, you know, you're not supposed to be friends with everybody. And if these people can really influence their relationship and cause this much drama, then maybe they're just better off not being friends. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here's my email if you have any other video ideas for me, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.